Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most important and maybe one of the most misunderstood roles in the entire tech world, the product manager. These are the hidden architects behind the apps you love, and we're about to figure out what exactly they do all day.
You know that feeling when you open up an app you use every day, maybe Spotify or Instagram, and suddenly there's a new button, or the whole layout's different, and you just stop and think, wait, who decided to do that? Who's the person that connects what we, the users, want with what actually gets built? Well, that person is the product manager. And their job is this really cool mix of art and science. They use the science of data to find out what our real problems are, and then they use the art of leadership to get a team to build a solution that actually helps. See, they're not just building features for the sake of it, they're there to solve problems.
So how in the world do they actually pull that off? A really great way to picture their role is to think of them as the product's center of gravity. They're the force that holds everything together and keeps it all in order. This slide really just nails their entire world. A product basically lives at the intersection of these three big circles. You've got the business needs, making money, hitting goals. You've got technology, what's actually possible to build. And then you have the user experience, what people actually enjoy using. The product manager, they live right there in the middle, playing translator and making sure all three of these worlds are in sync and moving in the same direction. When you boil it all down, their whole job is about finding great answers to these three huge questions. First, what should we build? This is all about finding the most important problem we can solve. Second, and this is probably the most crucial one, why should we build it? This is what connects the feature to a real person's problem and a business goal. And finally, how will we know it's a hit? This is about figuring out ahead of time how to measure success.
Now, answering those questions isn't just about following a process. It's about having a very specific mindset. You see, the best product management is all about thinking like an owner of the product's success, not just a manager of a to-do list.
And this is what that owner's mindset looks like in practice. It always starts with a deep, almost obsessive empathy for the user. Then it's about being absolutely relentless about prioritizing, because you can never, ever build everything. It demands constant collaboration and communication that's crystal clear. And of course, you have to be ready to pivot and adapt. If there is one mantra that just perfectly sums up this entire mindset, it is this right here. A great PM is obsessed with the user's problem. They are not attached to their own brilliant idea or a specific feature. And that's what gives them the freedom to find the best solution, even if it's not the one they first came up with. Okay, so you might be thinking this role sounds a lot like some others, like a project manager or maybe an engineering manager. So let's take a minute and clear up exactly what makes a product manager's job so unique. The product manager is laser-focused on the what and the why. That's the strategy. The project manager, they're all about the when and the how. The schedule, the budget, the execution. The engineering manager is focused on the technical how. Can we build this well? And the designer cares about how it feels, the actual experience for the user. The PM works with all of them, but they are the keeper of that strategic why and the what.
Now, because this role is so central and a little bit ambiguous, a ton of myths have popped up around it. So let's do a little rapid-fire myth busting, shall we?
You hear this one all the time. This idea that the product manager is this all-powerful boss of their own little product universe. But the truth is, it's not like that at all. Product managers almost never have direct authority over their teams. They can't just tell an engineer what to do. They have to lead by influencing them, by creating a vision that is so clear and so compelling that everyone wants to build it. Their power comes from clarity, not command and control.
All right, next myth. The image of the PM as a lone genius who goes into a room, has a brilliant idea, and comes out with a perfect plan.
In reality, they are expert facilitators. Their job isn't to have all the answers, it's to build a system where the best idea can win. They bring in user data, market insights, and ideas from literally everyone on the team to help the group make a smart, collective decision.
And the last one for today, the myth that a PM's job is just to sit around writing super long, detailed requirement documents all day. That document? That's just the very tip of the iceberg. The real work, the massive part that's hidden under the water, is all of the strategic thinking that came before it. It's the research, the user interviews, the debates, the painful prioritization. All of that hard work is what leads to the simple plan. That is the real job. So what does all this look like out in the wild?
Well, while the core principles are pretty much universal, the actual day-to-day style of a PM can look totally different depending on a company's culture. Just look at the giants. At a place like Google, a PM's world is all about data, metrics, and building for billions of users. Everything has to be measurable and scalable. Then you go over to Apple, and the obsession is all about perfecting the user experience and telling a powerful story through design. And then there's Amazon, which is famous for its working backwards method. A PM there literally starts by writing the future press release for a product, which forces them to nail down the customer benefit before anything else happens.
So let's wrap this up. What are the big takeaways? First, product management is this incredible mix of high-level strategy, deep user empathy, and just plain getting things done. Second, they own the strategic why and the what, while they guide the team that owns the how. Third, their main job is to create that perfect alignment between users, the business, and the tech. And finally, remember that success is never about how many features you ship. It's about the real, measurable impact you have on people's lives.
And that leaves us with one final thought for you to chew on. Think about an app you absolutely can't live without. If you were its product manager, what is the one single metric, the one number you would track to know if you were truly winning? Is it daily users? Is it songs played? Notes created? That's the exact kind of question a product manager thinks about every single day.